God damn it. Stupid refurbished appliances.
Gamer Braves.
What's up guys, this is Juan Amiral from Gamer Braves, and I got to try out the first few hours of the new Saints Row, which is conveniently called Saints Row because that's not confusing at all. Also known as GTA if it stopped wanting to be an Adam Sandler movie and instead wanted to be a James Gunn TV show.
I am not the first person to accidentally shoot a friend by dropping a loaded... Yeah, okay, I don't need a gun.
At its core, it's the Saints Row you know and love. Be a gangbanger and take over the city as the charismatic boss, who you can now customize at will via your smartphone. But by being a new timeline altogether, it's also free of the baggage of its previous games, meaning this is the perfect place to check it out since there's no more superpowers, aliens, or whatever Get Out of Hell was. You are just basically starting back from square one. Admittedly, I've always been iffy on the Saints Row humor because I only ever saw the wild stuff that gets posted on YouTube for the clicks, like the bats of YouTube monetization removal.
Pretty flesh. Let me out.
But I really like what they've done with this new Saints Row. It's still very wacky and funny. Maybe it's the milquetoast boss I made, but between the facial structure that looks like the douche guy from New Girl and the writing, it totally feels like something you'd see out of a white girl's Twitter going, "Oh my god, it's so funny." Despite that, at its core, it's the story of a bunch of broke millennials gangbanging to pay their rent, and it makes it feel weirdly mature. At the start of the game, you're dealing with three major factions. Marshall, who are basically the Starship Troopers, the Idols, no, not that type of idols, they're techno-anarchist communes.
Hi, Cheryl. I'm thinking about joining the Idols.
And Panteros, the mandatory Latino gangbangers, complete with muscle cars and, more importantly, muscle women. Hey, shout out to the developers for not being cowards. Your roommates are a great example of how if you want to survive, you're gonna be involved with one of these factions. You're a new recruit at Marshall, your roommate Kevin works for the Idols, and Nina rolls with the Panteros. Note that I use air quotes for the douchey techno-anarchists because they don't believe in money, which is a convenient way to say that they don't pay him. Literally the first cutscene, you are arguing about how you're too broke to buy a waffle iron. This is the true millennial experience. I really like the relationships between these characters. Your character gets shafted out of a bonus on his first day and immediately decides the only way they're gonna make rent is to go rob a loan shark. Meanwhile, every character is constantly on about how there's some big guy keeping them down, and it's always in the way that, yeah, they're probably right. It would have been really easy to have all these characters just kind of be one-note gags, but they legitimately remind me of that phase in your 20s where everyone's still just trying to get by. And even though they might have some sort of success going on in their life, the system is just set up in such a way that they won't ever actually find success. Or as I like to call it, the right now phase of my life. I think it's a great example of mature storytelling in video games. It's not mature because it has sex and drugs and violence. It's mature because it talks about actual relatable issues, albeit with some comical exaggeration. As for the gameplay, I gotta give my props to Saints Row. One reason I've avoided the over-the-shoulder shooter has always been its insistence on cover. I played Doom Eternal, damn it. Cover is just an inconvenience. The phrase is rip and tear until it is done, not play peekaboo until your health gets back. And Saints Row definitely believes in that mantra too, since you can still hide behind cover, but why would you? The game gives you a button that does glory kills where you regain health. My only complaint with these is that the animations are a bit long, which is kind of a minor complaint because you can do a freaking Cycle Crusher. Who cares how long it is? On top of that, the vehicles have also been possessed by the spirit of violence because you can do burnout style takedowns with a dedicated shunt button to slam cars that scales with how fast you're going. It's something that anyone who's ever driven on the LVP wishes they could do every time some bike thinks just because they don't pay road taxes, they're road royalty and you should give them way. Making the combat in this game fun is such a bizarre feeling because so many open worlds, especially the non-fancy ones, focus so hard on making things feel real that they forget that no one really cares. Screw real. Real me has bills. Give me fun instead. Saints Row is a playground and it doesn't want you to forget that. Even the various missions have nice twists to them, like one of the Hitman missions which ends in a monster truck death battle. That being said, while there's a lot of great improvements, there's also some weirdly dated stuff. In the first 3 hours that I played, there was a weirdly high amount of escort missions. And if you're doing any of the missions with your gang members, they need to be resurrected if they go down, or else. Heck, there's even a turret section. Not a turret section, multiple turret sections. I had to check my phone calendar to make sure that I wasn't still in uni. I played so many games that fixed this problem in recent years that I didn't realize that there were still games out there that think people like these mechanics. But even then, the fact that the shooting, perks, and skills feels otherwise great to use more than makes up for it. Because yeah, you need to escort the payload, but you can do so by blasting a douchey techno hippie in the face. So, you know, it all does kind of balance out. Considering I had minimal knowledge of the Saints Row series prior to this preview, I'm legitimately hyped for this new Saints Row. It's definitely a fun open world game and it has a surprising amount of heart to it. Or maybe I'm just incredibly vulnerable to stories about broke millennials since, you know, I'm one.
Well, you didn't die. All in all, not a bad start.
What's your favorite Saints Row game? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Juan Emerald from Game Braves, and take care and definitely stay hydrated in this heat. It already killed my blazer. Take care, guys. Hey there! Thank you so much for watching our videos. Don't forget to give us a subscribe if you'd like to see more, and like so we know what kind of content you want to see. Got suggestions for new content? Let us know in the comments below too. Thank you so much again for watching. Take care, dudes.